Well, it's the first thing in the morning, and as you can see, the little babies are hungry because they don't have any food in their bowls. And I don't have any canned food. So, you guys ready for Daddy to make some food? We're going to make some raw food for my dogs right now. What we start with is I'm going to start with a mixture of Happy Dog, which is one of our favorites. It's got no grains and all kinds of nutrients and stuff. And then I've got some leftover Honest Kitchen Preference, which is another food mix, which is very good. We do prefer the Happy Dog, but the Honest Kitchen is a very good product as well. And what you do is you mix this with your own meat and other ingredients for your dogs. So that is what I am going to do right now. I'm going to get started and I'll walk you through it as I'm going. Okay, now the Happy Dog is actually a complete meal. It comes with all kinds of vegetable products, but no grains. So many dogs are actually allergic to grains. And it also has this little pouch of some nutrients in there. So you put the grain in. I'm also going to mix in some of the Honest Kitchen Preference. Now the Honest Kitchen is all green, and it really smells quite wonderful. You put these things in there. Okay, now you have to mix the Happy Dog with, for each cup, 1.5 cups of hot water, because it is dehydrated. Freeze-dried, I guess is what they call it. And this allows it to cook. So you let that soak up and basically cook for about 8 minutes. Babies, Janie, can you wait 8 minutes for breakfast, son? How about you, Biggles? See, Biggles is a good boy. He learned how to stay out of the kitchen. He's a nice boy. Janie, she's not as good at staying out of the kitchen, but she was a puppy mill rescue. She lived in a cage for 7 years of her life, and sometimes she doesn't know the rules so much, and we certainly don't want to punish her in any way whatsoever. So it's a little hard to discipline her. Okay, now you have to mix the Happy Dog with, for each cup, 1.5 cups of hot water, because it is dehydrated. Freeze-dried, I guess is what they call it. And this allows it to cook. So you let that soak up and basically cook for about 8 minutes. Babies, Janie, can you wait 8 minutes for breakfast, son? How about you, Biggles? See, Biggles is a good boy. He learned how to stay out of the kitchen. He's a nice boy. Janie, she's not as good at staying out of the kitchen, but she was a puppy mill rescue. She lived in a cage for 7 years of her life, and sometimes she doesn't know the rules so much, and we certainly don't want to punish her in any way whatsoever. So it's a little hard to discipline her. Alright, now we add meat to ours. We use ground turkey, 85-15, so low fat, 15% fat in ours. Both of my dogs have kind of sensitive tummies. So in order to compensate for that, we use some pumpkin, which is actually really, really high in fiber for them as well. So you can get the ground turkey, you can use any kind of raw meat. Our dogs, Janie's allergic to turkey, to beef, so we use the turkey instead. In goes the pumpkin. Pretty colors, just the way people food should be. Pretty colors. Okay, and rinse out your pumpkin can and recycle. Fortunately, here in Denver, we have recycling for all plastic, glass, and paper, so do that. Now we mix in the ground turkey and mix it all together. I actually prefer to use my hands. You can use a spoon, of course. We try to make enough for about a week or so, so I use About 3.5 pounds, about 3 pounds of turkey. It's really pretty inexpensive at the store. Get the ground turkey. You can also add things that we have in the past, blueberries for antioxidants and things like that, apple chunks, stuff that the doggies really like. Our dogs really love the pumpkin because it's kind of like candy to them, so they get their dinner and their dessert at the same time. Now I will get this all mixed up, and then I'll show you what my kids do after we're done cooking. It's pretty funny. Okay. Now once it's pretty thoroughly mixed, we got some of these Glad containers that we have specifically for storing the dog food in. This is raw dog food. Obviously, you're only going to be able to keep a certain amount in the fridge, and then after that, you should freeze it because there are no preservatives or anything in here to protect this from going bad. So freeze it. Usually, the portion that we stick in the freezer, what I have made here fills up about 3 of these containers. So I usually put 2 in the refrigerator and 1 in the freezer for storage because it will be used in 4 or 5 days. Now this is what I find funny. My kids are just like any other kids. After you're done cooking, they love to lick the bowl. And so Biggles gets a chance to lick the bowl, and Janie gets to lick the spoon, which is Daddy's hand. And this is one of the few times that Janie will have anything to do with me. And Biggles gets a chance to lick the bowl without having Janie pushing him out of the way, which she does. So, as you can see, they love their food. It's cheap, it's easy, and it's really, really healthy. And I think our dogs will probably live an extra 200-300 years.